and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk, 1330, FM 106.3.
And good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. Today is December 16th. Time is 8:30 a.m. and I'm your host, Josh Engel. We are very, very pleased to have Oak Mountain Academy in the studio with us today. Head of school, Patrick Uran, vocal music professor, Denny Harling, as well as instrumental music professor, Derek Abel, and visual arts professor, Sammy Glisson. We're very excited today to chat about discovering your journey through the arts program on the mountain. And I'd love if we could possibly, before we get a little some background on our guests and kind of fill in listeners a bit on their history and credentials, I would love if we could throw it to Patrick. Patrick, I know that the Josie Farmer Music Lab has truly taken shape. Maybe we could talk a bit about that.
Absolutely. We actually just had the ribbon cutting for that last week.
Excellent.
So we've been really fortunate because we have been doing ribbon cuttings every month, pretty much since school opened. We have been redesigning a lot of our spaces to accommodate our unique learning model that we have at Oak Mountain Academy that is truly just specifically at Oak Mountain Academy. We have a trademark learning model that is at Oak Mountain Academy, and we have been redesigning all of our spaces to match that model. We started in October with the Bartlett Humanities Lab. And then in November, we moved forward with another one. And then in December, we just got done doing the Josie Farmer music lab, and housed within that music lab is the ensemble studio that is dedicated to Dr. Doug Moore, which is our band room. And then we also have housed within that the lyric studio, which is dedicated to Miss Kristen Kimmel, which is our choir room. And then we have bridging that in between an art gallery as well that houses a lot of our student visual art. So it's a beautiful wing that's kind of on the end of our upper school. And it's a beautiful facility that we also rent that facility out, because when you enter it from the other end of it, it houses a black box theater as well. So we rent it for theater performances, but also for community meetings and other spaces as well. So you're going to learn a lot about the function of that today, because with us today, we have several folks that teach within that space and dress that space out as well. So we have Miss Denny Harling, who is with us today, who is our vocal music teacher. And then we also have with us Mr. Derek Abel, who is our band teacher. He teaches within that ensemble studio. And Miss Harling teaches within the lyric studio. And then Sammy Glisson is going to talk a little bit about our visual arts program, and she takes care of the art gallery that is the bridge that connects those two spaces today as well.
What a cool dynamic space.
It's going to be a fun day today.
I love that. Yeah, so much work has been going on over at Oak Mountain.
Lots of amazing things.
Lots of amazing developments. Well, why don't we get a little bit of background on our guests today? If we could, let's start with Denny. Denny, tell us a bit about yourself and your credentials, and then we'll just move down the line.
Hi, my name is Denny Harling. I have been a music educator going on 11 years. So it's been so wonderful to teach choir, but outside of Oak Mountain Academy, I also teach private voice at Pippin Music Academy and the Carrollton Center for the Arts. But also at the Art Center, I serve as the youth chorus director for the Carrollton Young Singers and Carrollton Youth Chorus, going on 5 years there. We just had our concert last night, so we finally closed out our 2025 year. Yeah, that's my background.
I had not connected those dots. Those kids sound tremendous.
Yes, they're wonderful. And as I told the audience yesterday, they are the strongest group I have ever taught. And I feel like every ensemble that I've taught over the years, it just gets better and better and better. And I think that's mostly on me, how my teaching methods work and how they get stronger. Because if I get stronger, they get stronger. And that's how I think of it.
The results speak for themselves.
Yes, they do.
Tremendously talented group of kids. Well, it's so cool to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you.
So glad to have you. All right, well, let's throw it over to Derek Abel, no stranger to the show, sir, instrumental music teacher, band teacher. Tell us about you.
Right. This is my second year on the mountain, and I think this year I'm finally getting used to, there were a lot of news and a lot of different things when I came last year. But I've spent 30 years as a high school band director, and so that's in the West Georgia area, and that's provided me some great opportunities to teach. And then Patrick offered me this position to kind of continue. I really love and have a heart for teaching, and I've really enjoyed it. It's a different demographic. I hadn't taught a lot of middle school or younger students, and so that's been enjoyable and a learning experience all in one. But
Well,
I've really enjoyed it.
Once they saw that commanding mustache, it was done. They
That's
were
it.
lined up.
Hit 'em
They're
with
like,
the stash.
whatever you say.
There
Yes,
you go.
sir. The man. That's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining
Yes.
us. All right, Sammy Glisson, visual arts teacher. Tell us about you, Sammy.
Well, I have been in West Georgia for about, I guess, going on 20 years now. I've been at Oak Mountain for 6 years. I've been at Oak Mountain for 6 years and just love it. I love the students. I have 2 sons, and they are a little bit older now. They're out of high school, and so I love it at Oak Mountain. And I have a background in art lessons, interior design, and that's about it.
Do you have a medium that you prefer personally?
I paint.
Nice.
Painting.
The hardest
is
of them
what
all.
I do, yes. And I do paint parties, like private paint parties and things like that.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Sammy. Thank you for coming on the show today.
And she is amazing. You'll see some of her artwork hanging around Oak Mountain Academy.
Yes.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right into it. So let's talk a bit about what impact do the arts, both performing and visual, have in other areas of a student's academic curriculum? And this question will be directed to Denny and Derek.
Well, first of all, the arts is like the curriculum is challenged in multiple ways. So you have to think about this one: problem-solving skills, such as math and science, and then later on, you also have the boost of critical thinking, which benefits the language arts and history. And the curriculum in the arts does cross with the standard academics as well, which is absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Excellent.
And I think in music, in an ensemble situation, a lot of times this is the first time that kids have come together and kind of contribute their part to the whole. And so there are a lot of different, not only social skills, just life skills, accountability, all of those kinds of things that kind of translate to other parts of the curriculum as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like any participant in the arts are well aware, especially in an ensemble of some sort, their personal responsibility to the ensemble, wanting to bring their best every time. I love how you brought up problem solving, because you're always going to be hit with some new problems you're unaware of.
Every time.
Yeah, it's always going to be something, every new piece.
Right. And it's just like this interview. It's like it's spontaneous. Kids have to learn how to do things in the moment and react on the spot. And it's usually a lot of different things that they're processing at the time. So it's really a good way. And just the performing aspect of it all, too, is good to teach, just character and the way to build your personality and get yourself out there, market yourself.
The confidence, which
you go.
takes a lot. It's hard to get on that stage and sing or play an instrument, because it's nerve-wracking. And even though we've been doing it for such a long time, I'm pretty sure there are times they get nervous. There are times I definitely get nervous when I'm on the stage.
But it's in those moments when the muse speaks to you and the true magic happens. The true memorable magic happens there.
I'll also add, and these two do a wonderful job of this, the repetition in which they teach within music. It helps the emotional regulation within students. So as they're going through the emotional ranges of what the hormones do to their body, the regular study of music helps regulate the emotional piece of your brain.
Grounding.
And so it does. And so that is a huge piece of what music education does for students, because we need that emotional intelligence, and music plays into the emotional regulation of that. And so the self-control that students are able to have when they study music in this developmental phase is huge. And so not only does it give you these practical skills, the emotional intelligence that it builds while you regulate your emotional development is huge, and that impact changes the culture within your school and your building. And so this is part of why we start teaching it so young, and why we have music classes starting in the lower school, because that is part of our leadership development and training that we have in there. It's a vital component of what we do.
See, I love when we have Oak Mountain Academy art shows, because it always, like, the thesis always expands beyond just the school, and just us in this room. I mean, you get to learn about some very fascinating stuff like that, the impact that it has. Let's move on to Sammy. Sammy, what impact do the arts, both in your case, visual and of course performance, have in other areas of a student's life outside of academics?
Well, I'll just kind of piggyback on what Patrick said, and I feel like art is a very therapeutic thing. Music, drama, it's just a wonderful way to express yourself. And when the kids can take that outside of the classroom and, do it extracurricularly, whether it be in drama or in band or art shows outside of the school, actually, it gives them confidence, like Denny said. And what I like to do in my classroom, I do teach technique as they come through the school, but we also concentrate on projects that have meaning and depth. So once they get to a certain point in their journey, I always want them to do artist statements, which explain their art and why they made the art that they made, and
leave space for their personal connection with
and
it.
As they're not just sketching, they're not just coming up with an idea, they're actually building like mind maps and different reasons for why they're creating that art, and they love that because it gives it meaning. So an
additional layer to that personal outlet,
Exactly. And then they feel proud and they can explain their art, when their parents come in or their grandparents come in or their teachers or
so cool.
Whatever. So.
And this is one of the wonderful things that Sammy is able to bring to Oak Mountain Academy, because in terms of what visual arts does and the impact, in addition to helping with the fine motor skills and the development at this particular age, because Sammy takes that extra step within her art classes of having them explain their art, the cognitive development piece of that helps with the overall communication skills. So when you create something, that's an emotional response to something, but then when you have to put words to it to interpret it, you are then connecting the emotional response to your words, and therefore you're developing communication skills when you have to articulate what that is. And Sammy does a great job of validating not only their communication skills, but making it safe and okay for them to explain what it is that they're thinking and feeling. So the link between the fine motor skill development with the emotional response to that, and then also the articulation to that, that is a unique piece of Oak Mountain Academy's art program that does not exist everywhere else.
Discovering your journey through the arts program on the mountain. Time is 8:43. We're going to go ahead and knock out that first commercial break, but when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Patrick, Denny, Derek, and Sammy as we discuss the arts program at Oak Mountain Academy and so much more. If you've joined with us up to this point, we're already learning so much cool stuff. All right, so stick with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. we go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
And we're back to Oak Mountain Academy. Time is 8:44. We are back to Oak Mountain Academy, back to the Community Voice program, wherein we have the Oak Mountain Academy Arts program right here on the show. We got Patrick Uran, head of school, a vocal music teacher, Denny Harling, Derek Abel, instrumental music teacher, and Sammy Glisson, visual arts teacher. If you're just tuning in, be sure to check out the full podcast or the Facebook live stream going on right now at the WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page. You have any questions or comments for our guest, feel free to jump in the chat. I'd be happy to read those out. Let's get right back into it. Denny, what makes Oak Mountain Academy's vocal program different from other school programs?
You know, I've only been on the mountain for the past couple weeks, and I have come up with a lot of ideas. But the one thing that's going to differ from other music programs is the uniqueness and the authenticity of not only what we're going to do with our programs, but also how the students present it. So, and not only having a background in music education, I also have a background in being a musician, just playing different shows across the state of Georgia. And I want to integrate education and what's going on in the real world. So the students having a teacher like me who's had real world experience, they will get an opportunity not only to learn how to read music or how to perform, but they also learn maybe some songwriting skills, also some techniques that is not talked about, because teachers don't have time to talk about them. But in my opinion, you have to make the time if you want your program to be successful. You want your students to understand how to do this, how to do that, how to be strong, and how to build the confidence not only in their work but also in their performance when they show their work. So
understanding beyond resuscitation,
yes, absolutely, because the real world experience is what matters, and you just have to tell them, hey, I can give you that because I've experienced it. So this is what to expect, not just what's in the textbook or looking at a screen full of information. That is useful, but at the end of the day, as I said, it's the real world experience that matters.
Absolutely. Well, we'll throw it over to Derek. Derek, tell our listeners about the unique program elements within Oak Mountain Academy's band program.
Well, two things really come to mind. One, and the primary thing, is I've been in a lot of different schools and in a lot of different settings, and it seemed that the music program, the band program, whatever, seemed kind of like an ancillary part of the school, not really. I mean, it was vital in terms of maybe marketing and kind of a public thing, but I really see here the value of the arts at Oak Mountain is a priority. I mean, the music lab, and just there are various other things. I just see that music and the arts are really a priority there, and it's really like there's effort put into it, and there's some real thought behind a successful arts program, which, flatters me and also inspires me. That because I know how important that's been to me. One of the other things that is unique is that a lot of schools will have, say, I'll teach 8th grade students in this class, or 7th grade, so you'll have different, maybe an advanced group, that kind of stuff. I have right now 6th through 8th grade in one class, so it presents some challenges in terms of skill development and all of those kind of things, maturity, but it also provides some opportunity for peer mentorship, that kind of stuff. And I've really enjoyed kind of seeing and kind of what's the word? utilizing that peer mentorship, and just seeing how that plays out in the classroom, on both sides are enriched by that. And I see that not only in the band program, but they have reading buddies, and there's just a lot of interaction between the grades, and the left hand knows what the right hand is doing a lot around there. So I think
absolutely,
that's one of the
If you want to impress one of the 8th grade players, and you play xylophone, you're not going to leave a mallet. You know what I mean? Like it's there's going to be this sort of incentive there to bring your best, and in the same time you're learning. And I think it's cool that just after, it feels like maybe hundreds of Oak Mountain shows at this point, how I've never come across any of the older students that aren't very accepting, and welcoming to the younger students, and that just lifts everybody up,
I would like to just add this, both about Derek and about Denny, and I'm going to throw this in as well about Carrie for our theater program. All three of them know their craft and how to teach it. All three of them, that's the skill piece of what they do. And then all three of them know how to present it in performance. Mm-hmm. And then all three of them are also entertainers. There's a difference between knowing your craft as a skill and how to use the instrument, and then knowing how to perform with it, to present it to somebody, and then knowing how to use it as an entertainer. Those are 3 different sets of skills. All of them have that. There are lots of teachers that simply know how to teach it. They don't know how to perform with it, and they don't know how to entertain with it. These guys were hired intentionally because they do all 3 of those.
Theory and application.
Correct. And therefore, we are teaching that at Oak Mountain Academy. That's truly unique to our music and our theater programming, because we want to be able to prepare students to do all 3 of those if that's what they choose to do. So we teach the skill to learn how to use the instrument, whether it be a musical instrument, the voice, or their body for performance in theater. We teach them how to perform so that they can put it in front of an audience, and then we will take it to the next step and teach them how to be an entertainer. All 3 of them are different. That is a unique piece of the program. And when you get down here to Sammy, we do the same thing with the visual arts as well in a different form, and I'll plug that part in just a second.
Excellent. Yeah, Sammy, perfect timing. So OMA's visual arts program, it's been around for, at this point, 50 years, and is the longest running arts program at the school. What is special about how this program has evolved throughout the years and its lasting legacy that it has today?
Well, I can really only speak for the last 6 years because that's how long, I'm on my 6th year. So, but as I came into the school, it was apparent that the visual arts were very important. There was artwork lining the hallways of students who had been there in the past, stories that the kids would tell me about their former art teachers, and just the level of skill that the kids had when I came in. I could tell that it was a great program. And then we've kind of built on that with developing. We have an AP art class now, and the little pre-Kers, I have them pre-K through 12th grade. So there is a really tight family bond, like they were speaking of, where these kids, I think it's in high school when they have a little that they're assigned to. So we have something called the Big Little program. And so these students are assigned a younger student who is basically their mentor throughout the year. And this really helps in the arts programs and any programming that we're doing. So we do several showcases throughout the year. We do, for the arts, we do a fall program for Grandparents' Day. We also do a holiday program, which we just finished, and we do a spring showcase. And visual arts, music, drama are all in that. And so all of the families come to see it. The bigs come out for the littles come out for the bigs. So it's just a big family.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well, time is 8:53. We're going to go ahead and knock out that second commercial break. But when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Patrick, Denny, Derek, and Sammy as we discuss discovering your journey through the arts on the mountain. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care. where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
And welcome back to Community Voice. Time is 8:55. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Again, quick reminder, if you have any last-minute thoughts, questions, comments, or kudos for our guest today, the Oak Mountain Academy Arts Program, feel free to hop on the chat on the Facebook live stream on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page, because we still got a little time. So be sure to go back and check out the full program. You can share it on your social media. Check out the podcast of this episode. We just had an opportunity to chat a bit about what makes the visual arts program something so special. 50 years, longest running arts program in the school, and how that has evolved. Patrick, I believe that you have a point to make on that before we move on.
I do. I did want to say this, as Sammy was kind of talking about the uniqueness about the visual arts programming at Oak Mountain Academy. I just kind of wanted to highlight this piece about it as I was talking about what the music program did, and the uniqueness of the music program being the skill development piece, and then teaching that to students, and then teaching also the performance piece of it, presenting it to an audience, and then taking that to the next level, and how that's different from being an entertainer, and those three different segments of what that's like for vocal music and instrumental music. The same thing applies to the art programming itself. The creativity, the development piece of the visual arts program that is truly unique. A lot of schools stop at teaching skill, light, shadow, the use of technique of painting versus sketching versus drawing, and some of the basic skills that come with that. Sammy does all of that here as well. But the unique thing about our visual arts programming is the creative outlet and the development piece. Our primary thing that we teach at Oak Mountain Academy is leadership. And an important piece about leadership is creativity. You have to be a creative problem solver. You have to be a creative thinker. You have to be creative in all aspects of your life. And in order to be a creative individual in leadership, in the way in which you approach math and science, in the way you approach problem solving and skill development, you have to have safety in exploration. And Sammy creates that in all of her classes. She creates a wonderful, safe environment for kids to be creative. And then she pairs that with having them talk about their art and explain it. And she creates a safe environment for them to talk about their creative side. So what I'd mentioned earlier about that emotional intelligence and the development of that, she provides that foundation. And then we as a school take that and embed that in the rest of the work that we do. So they explore it in all of the art forms that she provides for them, and then we embed that in the rest of the school. So they create all different kinds of beautiful art that we showcase publicly, and then they stand up and they talk about it. So when they learn how to do that with their artwork, then they know how to talk about their project-based learning in classes. Then they know how to talk about their athletic programming. Then they know how to talk about their vocal performance and critique it. And then they can critique their other things. So instead of being offended by criticism, they look at it as a growth process. And it all starts with what she does in creative arts. That's the benefit of having such a strong visual arts programming, because that's where that starts. The critique is now a growth mindset as opposed to criticism. And that's the strength that comes with our visual arts programming.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, That's fantastic. In the time we have left, it's about 8:58, so maybe we can get some quick thoughts before we wrap up. We'll start with Denny. What we hear a lot about discovering the journey on the mountain. What does that mean to you, and how does that apply to the arts program?
As I said earlier, I've only been on the mountain for a couple of weeks, and discovering your journey has a different meaning to me because not only I get a chance to continue the vocal music at Oak Mountain Academy, but discovering the journey I'm going to have with these students, these wonderful students. I've witnessed a lot of talent between our Thanksgiving program and our Christmas program, and I tell you, I look forward to capitalizing on that. So I feel like finding a new path is the significant meaning to me on discovering your journey.
Excellent. Derek, same question.
One of the things that sticks out to me about Oak Mountain Academy is there's the personalization. Like, these kids can choose their personal paths. If they excel in music, then I'm there to provide something that's going to encourage them. And so I think that, to me, is a really vital part of the program.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us this morning. We'll see you next time.
WLBB, Carrollton.
Breaking news this hour.